got a give for you. This is something we've been split testing for our supplement company, and we are testing, since like 90% of our traffic is mobile, and so will all of you guys, your traffic is going to be mobile, 90% of it. Try testing an Amazon Pay button on there. It doesn't mean you had, like, I don't have my products on Amazon yet, but you can still put the Amazon Pay button on your website. And what we've noticed with that is we thought that it was going to actually like totally boost conversions for mobile. It didn't, but what it did do is it like dropped our refund rate dramatically. So that's definitely something you guys should test if you're running traffic.
All right, awesome. Give it up. 2 snaps for Charles. Hey, well, I'm going to go right here real quick. Oh, you got one, Nate? But I want to do, Braun, I can't believe you didn't jump on that. You guys what was your most recent test? And I'm going to come to you in a minute. What was your most recent test with the Amazon button and exit pop?
So we've ran a test, and by putting our Amazon pop, it actually increased our conversion on our actual merchant, like our actual funnel, instead of just having a normal exit pop.
So on the exit pop, let me frame what they're doing. So on the exit pop, when people are getting ready to leave, they're saying like, wait, would you prefer to buy on Amazon? We've heard that before. That's a great way to take traffic that's coming in and send it to Amazon. It'll help your Amazon rankings. But what was new to me was he's like, it not only increased our Amazon sales, but people are trusting our site more and buying on your site, staying there. That's pretty amazing. So 2 snaps for Braun. All right, did you have one, Nate?
Yes, sir.
All right. Nathan Hopkins. Will you introduce who you are real quick?
What's that? Nathan Hopkins. I've known Ed since, 2007, 2008.
Many days.
It's been a few years.
Many places.
And first, thank you for allowing me to be here and get to be with everybody. It's a phenomenal group. This is more just an offer. I've been very fortunate to be a part of growing a company over the last few years. Went from 0 to over 100 million, and inside of that, got a very unique opportunity to be able to go out into lots of different channels from a business development standpoint. Dealing with lots of affiliates in the standard ways that we would all think about that, or the way we've experienced it, as well as going out to some very non-obvious channels and being able to figure out how to put different types of deals together to generate as much as, well over 7 figures just off of one partner over the course of just a couple months. So the offer is that if there's anybody here that is working with affiliates now, or has an affiliate program, or is considering that and just would like to have somebody to bounce ideas off of, I'm more than happy to provide any type of assistance there. So I don't know if that's something that's helpful at any point. The offer is mainly just that's there if it's useful to anybody.
How do they connect with you, on Facebook?
I'm really not on Facebook much, but I could provide email address to you or something along those lines.
Cool. What is, to be a little more specific, what is one big like nugget regarding growing your affiliate program that you see most people miss?
Don't use a service that is going to manage your calendar and a lot of other people's calendar all at the same time. Those don't work very well. And also, I would not hire, well, there are some actually, just the majority of I've seen it, I have not done that well. And then if you're hiring an affiliate manager, I'd be very careful with doing that. When you're doing that, you're hiring someone that's very one-dimensional. They don't really understand like what everyone here in this room deals with on a daily basis. They haven't owned a business most likely they've never run their own offers. They've never had to wake up in the middle of the day or in the middle of the night. I guess sometimes I wake up in the middle of the day depending on what I'm doing. But like where they're actually worried about whether people are going to stay employed depending on what's going on in a business. They don't get that, so they don't know how to communicate with people that are in that role. So if you're looking for somebody to really be able to grow that department, like really find somebody that really understands that and has a great reputation in the marketplace. That they can actually, when they pick up a phone or they call somebody, or they're trying to generate whatever it is, just conversations for business that they can actually add value to that person, to where like when someone's calling them, they're going to pick up the phone, because no matter what, they know they're going to pull something out of that value-wise. So make sure they're involved in your business in a way to where like they can take that and they can take that onto the marketplace and add value, because then that's when you really will start to get back a reciprocating level of value.
Awesome. 2 snaps. We'll pass the mic over here, but then Olga, go ahead. I'll have Olga go first. Go ahead.
Sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Olga with Scale Payments, and the giveaway that I have is I could take away your headache of accepting credit cards. I could help you manage your chargebacks, and the giveaway that I will give you is I will review your website for free to make sure that you're compliant, to make sure that you have a good shipping policy. And always, I will make sure to answer the phone in case you need anything, and keep your account on so you could scale your business.
Very good. Nice pitch. I like it. All done. That was impressive. We'll pass it to, go ahead, bud.
Hey, I have a give and a ask, so I'm cheating.
Yeah, no, you're good. You can do both.
All right. Well, the give is, so we do a lot of split testing, and video sales letters are kind of our specialty. And out of all, so what we'll do is we're the first people that I know about that are doing like multivariate testing within the video sales letter. So we'll be testing like 4 different intros, 2 different horror stories, 3 different discovery stories, like 2 different product intro sections, and we write the VSL in a way that like it's all coherent for every variation. So we'll have 100 videos that are testing at once.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Wow.
but we're really only testing like 3 or 4 variables. It's just that's the amount that we'll have to create. And the one theme that I've noticed with those is kind of why I asked my question to Jesse about the story, is like anytime you break the story that you're telling, the discovery story or the horror story, and you try to teach and you go meta, and you're like, all right, now I'm just going to take a step back and I'm going to teach you, crushes conversions. So what we found is anytime that you're teaching within the framework of the story, which is easier said than done. I mean, Jesse's speech was a great example of teaching and telling a story at the same time. That is always the win. When we stack stories, I used to have this belief that the shorter the better for VSLs. Shorter the better, attention spans are going down. That belief was proved very, very wrong through testing. The more we add stories, for example, we added a story about like a test group of people, the first people to try our product and their success stories, added like 5 minutes to VSL, shot up conversions like 20%. The discovery story, the most important part of any video sales letter. So basically like, everyone says intros, leads, bullshit. Bull crap, sorry, I know people aren't swearing today.
Well, we've kind of failed there.
But so the discovery story, just to give an example of how important it is we have a men's dating advice product, and there was one of them, and this is like 15 minutes into the video sales letter. One of them was a discovery story about like, I read all these books on psychology, and I just had this rock bottom moment, and I had this mission to get better, so I read all these psychology books and, talked about these psychological principles that were really interesting to me as someone who's interested in psychology. And we tested that versus a version of like this guy going on a trip to Greece and meeting this girl and this thing who taught him all these things and all these secrets about fan fiction and like, and that one, 15 minutes in the VSL, doubled conversion. So a lot of aha moments for me when I just see how, it's one of those things that we all know stories sell, but seeing it in the data over and over and over again, and seeing whenever you go meta, whenever you break the story, just crush conversions was a real eye-opener for me. So
when you say crush, negatively.
Negatively
destroys conversions.
Yeah, so the psychology one that was a little logical instead of this story, it was half the conversion, so it wasn't good. So, and the other thing that really always improves conversion is if you have this awesome discovery story and you say, but it didn't work perfectly at first. It didn't work perfectly. It was there were some problems with what I discovered, so I had to refine the formula, or I had to refine the technique, and that always like adds a huge layer of believability to it, and something I can say almost every single time will increase conversion. So
When everybody has that, see, everyone can relate to that no matter what you're talking about. Like, you know, my marriage was broke until I found the formula, but I didn't, not at first. I had to like, and you're like,
tweak a few things.
Yeah, I got to tweak it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my give.
That's awesome, brother.
Thank you. Yeah, and the ask is what I asked you about before the other day about, you know, I've found several VSL scripts that work really, really well. And one of them is centered around an authority figure who has a lot of like, you know, media appearances or a lot of credibility. And us going into supplements, you know, one thing I was talking to Stefan about is like, how do you find these? Because I've been lucky enough to know people through my network, and I hear all the stories about like people who know someone through their network. And me just coming into the supplement industry, I know, or I suspect that it will be a lot easier if I have a doctor or someone with credibility. You know, so I guess how important is that, and how would you go about finding and connecting with those individuals?
Okay, so the reason I asked them to share it here is because I think there's going to be a few different opinions, right? Here's what I can tell you. When we had the doctor, like Lynchitz, who originally, when doctor or authority versus no authority, the authority converted better, right? I also believe like we're in the transparency age where like if you have somebody who can like go and like be an expert and demonstrate on a video, my belief system is that why not, right? So then the question is, can we all agree that like having an authority, especially now if you're building a business, is going to be way more powerful than non-authority, right? But then it goes to like, well, how do you find them, right? And then the next question underlying that is like, do you do doctor or no doctor? So I'm gonna give a couple quick answers just for time's sake. Agora, it's really interesting, only go doctor. Like the guys who's running Agora's financial division, which has a health division, their goal is only to find doctors. And that's their framework. Does anyone have any opinions on that? Steph, do you use doctors in your stuff? Or I know you use a pastor.
Yeah, which was interesting because it's like, it's still authority. It was like a pastor and biblical scholar, but then I was selling to the Christian
Can someone give him a mic?
demographic. So it actually worked really well, even though the guy, you know, was like not a doctor, but we were talking about supplement source with biblical ingredients. So then having a pastor and a guy who like studies the Bible, you know, it worked, and we had good conversion rates. It depends a lot on the offer. I mean, I agree with you. I think a doctor, you know.
How did you, let's just for like, so I think the biggest question is he's looking for somebody. Where would you guys recommend he goes? I think your warm network is actually a really great starting point.
Yeah. That's what we, so I have a doctor for anything I'm doing, and he's like a really established doctor. I was telling the guys about it. He's like, he was Bill Clinton's like physician in the White House, and then he's like a fellow at Harvard and all this stuff. And I met him because I got hired to write descriptions for a functional tea company in 2011 on war reform. And the guy who was doing that ended up investing in the company with this doctor, and then I kept a relationship with this doctor, so then I could just reach out to him and be like, hey, I'm starting this really new thing, and I know you're interested in integrative and kind of holistic and functional health, like, would you like to be involved? And he was. So it was a one network thing, but you probably have more connections to like doctors than you think. I mean, if you just ask the room in the network, that's probably the best way. Yeah.
Or you post on your Facebook feed, like, hey, I'm looking for an expert in this area who wants, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You're going to be bombarded.
And I was thinking about like cold calling them or something, just finding.
Yeah, I mean, I think, okay, so this is one trick. I don't want to go too much more in depth on this, because I think your answer is, like, it's either your warm audience or you start looking for consultants who have them, but go ahead.
One idea, too, is, like, going to conferences and things like that. If you go to, like, a conference on, like, holistic health or integrative medicine, there's a lot of them, and there's, like, Harvard runs a thing where all these, like, MDs, like, legit doctors go, like, every year and find out what's working and things, so find out what that is, sign up, go to that, and then just start talking to them, find guys who are passionate, and then there you go. That's like a wellspring. It's one idea. Yeah.
Here's phenomenal advice, and I can't take credit for it. It was the guy who runs the health division at Agora said, Because the biggest problem you're going to have with doctors, the biggest problem is that they want to make money, not all of you, so don't like, they want to make money, do nothing, and be like adored and like for their endorsement, right? But the biggest problem you're going to have is the first time they see their name in a direct response sales piece or any kind of like format that looks salesy, they're going to be like, if they don't know what's going to happen. So what the guy at Agora did is he would, say Dr. Kirk Tompkins, right? He would take the doctor before you even hire him and then put his name in like a other sales letter and show it like, and just flat out show it to him as if it's his and see if he can stomach it. Because there's nothing worse than getting live, you got good conversions, and then you got to cease and desist. Yeah. All right. Yeah, bro.
I got a question.
Can I have oh, sorry. Let me go to Tony, and then I'm coming back to you, Kurt. All right, brother. Love you. Let's get off the Vinny Fisher, man. Hey, just to let you know, Vinny, when I'm at Tin Roof tonight singing,
Kumbaya.
what are we gonna sing again, John? Yeah. We'll be giving a shout out to Vinny Fisher.
Great. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye, Mr. Vinny.
What's left to say after 3 years together?
All right, guys. Hi, my name's Tony Werner. I met a lot of you guys. I really appreciate the connections. I'm in the startup mode of a pet supplement brand called Biotics, and I do have an ask, and I don't feel right doing an ask without giving something away, okay? So if any of you guys have pets and are interested in trying out Biotics, it is a holistic probiotic-based supplement. Send me an email. I'll get you hooked up. You can try it out for your dogs or cats. Works for both. My ask is that most of our traffic now is strictly Facebook, trying to get funnels to convert. I really haven't tried to tap into any other avenues of CPA or email drops, collaborative type things, joint ventures. I'm open to any and all of that. Again, if it's mutually beneficial, if that type of an offer makes sense for your customers, I'm open to any and all of the above. So that's my.
You know what? I'll put like Mike on the spot here. Like I would have Rome's guy, Mike. Where you at, Mike? Where's your name?
Out here.
Okay, the accent's really starting to drive me crazy, but it's okay. I would ask these guys if someone would review your funnel. I think you have a message to market match issue right now. And I also think that your flow, like maybe I would do a quiz funnel or Optimist, I think you just got to keep testing there. Going the CPA route, I think is phase 2 of your journey. I really do, man. And you can talk to Nate on the side on that, but that's my 2 cents on that. I'm trying to think, is there anybody in the pet supplement market that I know people, but none that I would really introduce you to because I wouldn't.
What about
Kirk? That's Rush. I know. I would hold up. If he gets his ground zero testing done, he'll be in a much stronger position than going to her and then spending 4 hours listening to her ramble about stuff. It just, I'm saving you like 4 hours of rambling.
Yeah, hello. Back here.
And then I want you to Kirk.
Okay.
Rome, go ahead.
Yeah, so I have a give. A few months ago, I created a meditation course.
Yes.
And it's a 6-week meditation course. It's pretty fucking awesome. Sorry for the cursing for those of you that have sensitive ears. And I had some pretty incredible results. Actually, I would say pretty profound. So if any of you guys are interested in changing your entire life in 6 weeks, hit me up on Facebook or send me an email or go to romesalt.com and send me an email and I'll hook you up and I'll put you into my group and I'll send you the course. And it's like a weekly course and it'll improve your life. It'll improve your sex life. It'll improve your mental health. It'll improve your present moment awareness. And it'll improve other things that are not tangible and they're not linear. So just something to think about. That's my give.
Awesome. 2 snaps. Jerry, do you got one? Let me go to Kirk first and come back to you. Cool. Then we got
Okay, so mine's kind of the same.
Richard, this is your window too as well, just so you know, and we'll keep bouncing around. Justin, I may need to ask you to just give a give if you don't mind, versus, because we're going to run out of time.
Mine's pretty quick. So for would a release work for those people to keep them, their testimonies or their contracts in place? Would a release work?
You mean the doctors?
Yes.
Yeah, but see, like, there's...
It's a war, though.
Yeah, it's a war. Like, you know who's perfect are people, like, I believe who's actually perfect if you're going to, like, do it is to partner up or create some kind of strategic relationship, like, whether it's a glorified affiliate program or an ambassador program where somebody gets to go, like, I mean, here's the deal. I was going to joke earlier today, like, you know, the reason why Facebook video has changed the game for, like, health and fitness experts to actually learn how to make money is because, let's just face it, they do not want to sit at a frickin' computer, which is why they've always sucked at internet marketing, right? UFC MMA guys, they don't want to frickin', they're ingrained, like, who was it, Rick yesterday talking about like his training? Some people just need to be moving so many hours a day, like it's in their neurology. So to take a high-level athlete or expert or soldier, and then like teach them what we're learning here, before Facebook, it's so hard for them because they have to create videos, put them out. Now they can pick up their phone and go live. So that was one. I just wanted to share that because that's how I would be thinking if I were you. Because remember, the pixeled audience, getting somebody who's good on Facebook video, your job is not necessarily to make the sale off the first video. It's to segment them out of cold demographic, age 45 female who might have interests in these, but then she clicked on he clicked on a video that said 3 gluten-free foods every woman over 40 loves. Well, now you know who you're talking to, and then you can run your more direct response ads at that pixel person. Okay, that's one. So I think finding somebody who's like, I love doing videos, but I suck at the Shopify and the funnel building, and finding a win-win incentive for them is the way I would go. My philosophy on partnering or getting involved with anybody like there's going to be aggravation or any kind of contentiousness, I would rather lose money and walk away and let them win than to worry about like the legal agreements. I mean, you still maybe have agreements, but if I'm already thinking about the battle in my mind, it's time for me to move on. Did you have anything else on that?
What are the resources for the B, C, D actors or people we could?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would just say I don't really know off the top of my head. You could search just like Facebook. I mean, you could search just the internet for that. But let me let me research that because there are some. I still don't know if that's the best route to go because now you're paying an extra 10 to 15% for their broker. I think one strategy, you may see this happening with what's going on here and me throwing parties at East Ivy Mansion, supporting Hope Song, supporting Ed, and being welcomed into a community of artists. And then, was it you, John, saying like last night you're hanging out with Mike Judge? Was that you? Or was that some other dude with long hair? And then like, so by investing in like, if you start, like, man, I can go off on this long tangent of like relationship hacking, but like, if you start looking at where you want to be in your circles and you look at, like my wife and I go into 29029, which is Jesse's Everest event. It's $9,000 for the two of us to go, right? That is purely an investment in an experience and a new power relationship circle, right? And so if we think a little bit differently like that, instead of using agencies to find somebody who's going to show up, the number one thing Bill Guthrie said, or Greg Ranker said about all the people they've ever worked with that have been successes at, whether it's the Proactive skin line, because they use a ton of celebrities, and all their other products, is he said, the enjoyment, this is what he said, the enjoyment of the celebrity and their willingness to work has always directly contributed to their most successful campaigns, right? There'd be nothing that would suck worse than to hire a phenomenal, like someone you're excited to meet and to do work for you, and then all of a sudden you're like, this person's awful, like, oh my gosh. I'm gonna go to Jared, and I'm gonna come back to Ed.
Cool. I have a give. So we designed a daily planner, and it incorporates a lot of the awesome things that we've learned over the last few days. Ed was talking a little bit about goals, gratitude. Yesterday, Rick Steele hitting singles. And today, Jesse writing things down, the power of writing things down. And our planner includes all of those elements. So if anybody wants one, see me tonight, and I'll ship one out to you guys. I'd love to see you guys reach all your goals this year. Thank you.
All right, cool. 2 snaps. Yeah, give a clap. All right, cool. Ed, Clay, is that you? And then Anthony, you had your hand up too, right? We'll go to Justin, Anthony, we'll come up here. That's great. I'm just trying to facilitate awesomeness.
Sweet. So I have a give. I kind of forget that we have, I don't forget we have a hospital, but we do have a hospital. So if you need doctors, all of our doctors are licensed medical doctors. We have oncologists, surgeons, internists. It's legit medical doctors. It just happens to be in Mexico, and they all speak perfect English. So, well, not all of them, but 90% of them speak perfect English. So.
All right, man. Yeah. All right, here we go. Just Richard, then I'm out. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go, man. We're banging it out. Just keep moving.
I'm Richard Seppel with the Siphon. I have a give, and I want to, everybody's talking about conversions and different things, and we've really studied the online traffic and digital and how much of the digital footprint is actually fake, really, in your words, crushing or really diminishing your conversion rate. So a lot of people are making decisions based on inaccurate data is number one. Number two, I'm going back on the comment you just made by pixeling. I don't know if a lot of people are aware of the Google update that they just made, and this is going live within the next 36 hours. It's called Intelligent Tracking Prevention, which means if you don't get a conversion within the first 24 hours, you cannot use a third-party Facebook or retargeting or anything because they're actually cutting away the cookies within the first 24 hours. So that's really going to skew your conversions coming from mobile as well. But if anyone wants to know what their real traffic is and what their real conversions are, I'd be happy to extend a 30-day traffic analysis of what your real traffic is versus what your fake traffic is to show you what your conversions are before you kill a converting campaign when it really is converting based on skewing false data.
Like one of the things his company does is they can monitor how much fraud traffic is coming to your site, and then they have his technology can cut the fraud traffic out so that you're not pixeling fraud traffic and then spending money paying it, and you're not also making false conclusions of the traffic coming to your site.
We get a hold of you.
Follow him up Tin Roof. He'll be. There's like 2 places to find Richard. It's usually in the bar or at the other bar. I'm kidding. We've been really good friends for many years. All right, Kimberly.
Oh, first I want to say I'm grateful to be here. I'm not sure how the universe and my God or whatever it was that brought me here made it happen, but it did. So I'm really grateful to be here among all you guys and all your energy. I have a little bit of a give and an ask all in one. One of the tactics that you guys talked about yesterday had to do with the free plus shipping and handling. And I know that my company does a lot of those, but I haven't had any clients that do that, and I'd like to see how it works. So if any of you are thinking about doing that in the next 90 days as a goal or a trial, I'd like to take that price down to price points. So our minimum quantity is 25 a month. If you're going to do, I'd like to see how that grows with your businesses, and I'd be happy to report back just on a general about how that worked, so that you could get that measurement and see how it worked within your group. So
awesome. Thank
that
you.
Would be, that would help you guys, and I'd love to see how it works.
Okay, and what's your ask? Oh, that is your ask.
That's my ask.
Cool.
Let me be part of your next 90-day goal if you're stepping into a free plus shipping and handling.
Very cool. 2 steps. All right, who do we got? What do we got? We have things moving. Suresh.
Mike. So I have an ask. I have an offer that's converting really well over the phone. So my company is Wealth Weekly, and I'm actually doing similar events like this for startup entrepreneurs in Atlanta. And I have a video ad. It just kind of started working as soon as I launched it. The landing page converted like 65%. And my sales flow now, I have an SDR rep screening the app, And then at first I was closing the sale on the phone. Now I got a sales guy. So that converts really well. The investment is $199 up front plus $99 a month. So they pay $300 to get started. What I'm trying to do is figure out how to automate that part online. I don't know if I should put another front-end offer in front of it to get them to become a customer, then have that as an upsell. But I'm trying to get off of the phones to do that and focus on like the high-ticket back end for the sales. Because I feel like I know I can automate it, but it's working so well on the phone. You know, I'm kind of having trouble like getting away from that and testing the automated part on the phone. So that's like my ask. Like how anybody in the room.
What you offer? Like, what are you selling?
So it's essentially a mastermind. So what they get is we got a private Facebook community, but I'm doing it in Atlanta. So we meet once a month in person like this. And at the event, we do intentional networking. So because it's an application process, when you come, we actually pair you or group you with someone that can actually help you. Say if I would have you to come in.
It's in Atlanta?
In Atlanta, yes. If I have somebody come in and speak, instead of you just kind of taking notes and going home to figure out what to do, we actually make you implement on the spot. So you leave with something executed.
Very good.
And then we do a hot seat. So people love it, they get results. But I'm just trying to figure out like how to enroll people into the membership, but not on the phone for the first sale.
High quality VSL. Yeah, you know what you do? I mean, honest to God, I would ask if I was in your shoes, first of all, don't stop everything else you're doing. But I ask myself, what's the number one simple pain point or thing that everybody wants, right? Like that would be your demographic audience. I would create a low ticket like free book or free MP3 or free funnel giveaway or something that is like immediate impact that segments them off of everybody else in Facebook. And then you take whatever the biggest problem is and you take videos from your other masterminds, you turn it into a course, and then you instantly hit them with, I want to give you this free $1997 value, absolutely free. Let me tell you all about it as I create this course that solves this problem, this problem, this problem, and I'm going to tell you by the end of this video how I'm going to give it to you free. Let me tell you who I am. I'm Suresh, blah, 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 and I've created this course by blah, 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 and you get it absolutely free when you become a member of my thing.